feelings might you have, Charlie, when you lose someone special?
When we lose someone special, we can have many different feelings. Remember when we looked at the tangled ball of grief? There were lots of feelings. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are sad, sometimes we are angry, and sometimes we just want to be left alone. Feeling sad or angry or worried and even feeling guilty are all normal when someone special dies. All of these special feelings are part of grief, and they are normal when someone special dies.
Those are big feelings. What do you do with them?
When we grieve, it is sometimes very hard to let ourselves feel these big feelings. We might try to fight our big feelings. We think that if we try hard enough, we can keep our big feelings away. We might try to ignore our big feelings and pretend that we are not sad or angry or worried. We think that if we ignore our big feelings, they will go away. But the big feelings don't really go anywhere, and if they don't go anywhere, they will affect us in some way.
What happens if we don't express our feelings?
If we don't allow our feelings out and we just keep ignoring them or pushing them away, our feelings will build up and up.
What kind of ways can big feelings affect us?
I think we can feel emotion in our bodies too. Sometimes when I feel worried, I get butterflies in my tummy. When I feel angry, my body can feel very hot and tingly. When I feel sad, my body feels very heavy and very tired, like I have no energy at all. Big feelings can make it harder to sleep sometimes too, and it might change how hungry we feel. We might want to eat lots more or not feel like eating at all. Sometimes with big feelings, we might not feel like doing things we usually like doing, like we might not want to hang out with friends or go to football training or just feel fed up.
What kind of big feelings did you have, Charlie, when your mum died?
When my mum died, I was in shock and kind of felt numb and did not feel much or didn't know how I felt. Sometimes I felt really sad. My body was heavy and I felt like crying a lot. It was really hard to talk about my feelings. The sadness felt too big some days and too hard. So some days I wasn't able to talk about my feelings. I thought these feelings would never go away. Other days I felt able to talk to my special people, like my dad and my granny. Talking to them about how I was feeling helped a lot.
It sounds like talking to people you trusted helped when you were feeling sad. Are there any other ways to cope with big feelings, like sadness?
There's lots of different ways to cope with big feelings. We don't always have to talk about how we feel. Sometimes we can express our sad feelings in other ways. Different things helped on different days. Some days when I was feeling sad, I would go outside and jump and bounce on my trampoline. Other days I like to snuggle up and ask Dad to read me a story. Other days I like to play video games with my friends. There are lots of ways we can cope with sadness. We can learn what sadness feels like and practice trying out of different things to see what works best for us.
Are there any other big feelings you had when your mum died, Charlie?
Worry was another big feeling I had. It's normal to feel worried when someone in your family has cancer, or is sick, or has died from cancer. When I feel worried, I feel a little bit on edge and have butterflies in my stomach, so that even sometimes I feel like I might get sick. I was worried about lots of different things when my mom died. I was worried that I would never feel happy again. I was worried that people at school would look at me or treat me differently, and I was worried that I might get upset in front of people at school.
How did you cope with worry, Charlie?
I made a worry box to help store all my worries. Sometimes I found it very hard to talk about my feelings, what scared me and what I worried about. My worry box allows me to write or draw my worries. It allows me to express how I'm feeling in another way. Why don't we make a worry box together today?